Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I've learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. And it is late. It is 9:26 p.m. on Monday evening. I have had a really good day today, but it's kind of been crazy. All kinds of weird stuff has happened, and my day didn't necessarily go the way I had planned when I woke up today. Which, you know, I think is most days, but that's okay. You wanna come up here, Tucker? Tucker is running around, so why don't you come up here, buddy? I kind of like when days surprise me. Yeah, how are you, sweetheart? You wanna be in the video? He said, I wanna be in the video, Dad. Yeah, so I woke up today and I had planned to just like throw in a hat and, you know, go get my coffee and whatever. And I thought I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna make some videos before I leave. So I like took a shower, I trimmed my beard and all that kind of stuff. Did my hair actually for a video and sat down and I did a Q&A video and got some stuff done around the house. And then I left and did a review video and all this kind of stuff. And then I had planned to just come home and get some other stuff done. And when I was at the post office, I walked into, there was like this little kitten there, and it was probably, I don't know, like a month old, and maybe a little bit older than a month, but it was just this little baby kitten. Now, if you have watched my videos, you probably know I am not a huge cat lover. I love dogs, and I love animals of all kinds, but I'm just very apprehensive about cats. Like, I don't want to get scratched. I don't, like, love cats. When I pick them, I just don't find them to be super friendly to me. I know a lot of you out there love cats. A lot of my family and friends love cats. And one of my best friends, Melissa, she is really involved in animal rescues and shelter animals, like no-kill animal shelters and things like that. So I see this little kitten. I'm gonna talk about this on my vlog too, in case you watch both. But I see this little kitten and I'm like, I don't like know what to do. It's cold outside. It is freezing, right? And this kitten's just sitting there, and then as soon as I start walking up, it walks over to me and it kind of like, you know, does that thing that cats do between your legs that I don't love. So I immediately called Melissa and I'm like, I sent her a picture and then I called her and I said, I don't know what to do. And she said, can you pick it up and bring it to my house? And I was like, Melissa, I don't like to pick up cats. Like, I'm afraid it's gonna scratch my eyeballs out and all kinds of stuff. And she's laughing at me on the phone. She's like, that cat cannot stay out in the cold. And I said, I know, Melissa, I will stay here. And so I brought it inside to the post office. The post office is obviously closed at this point. It's like, you know, 8 p.m. And so I'm like sitting in there with it, and Melissa's like, I can't come over there. Like, I've got the dogs out, I've got stuff I'm doing. And she said, just bring it over here to me and I'll take care of it. And so I was like, okay. So I'm like looking at this cat. This little cat was so sweet. It was this little gray cat. It was very matted. It had an eye that looked like it was infected or something. So I just looked at it and I was like, buddy, it's you and me. So I picked up this cat and put it in my car, and I put it in the back seat, and I'm driving over to Melissa's house, and like all of a sudden, I feel it, and it's on my neck. And this little guy is on my, and so I picked it up and I put it over to the side of me, and it's jumping on my lap. It would only ride in my lap over to Melissa's. It was such a friendly little kitten. And so I was like worried. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get bugs or something, you know, from this. And Melissa's like, no, if there's any bugs, they probably wouldn't stay alive. It's so cold outside. And she's like, but this cat couldn't stay outside. And I was like, I know, I was scared to death for it. And I didn't want to call somebody. I didn't want the cat euthanized and all that kind of stuff. So I take it over there, and you know, Melissa's always rescuing cats and stuff. So she has some cat. She has a cat, and 2 dogs. And so she had this big crate, you know. And so she put this little litter box in there and a blanket, and then she put some cat food in there. And this cat, like, it was so thin, it immediately started eating this food, and it ate like a whole little can of food right away and was drinking water. And then it was just like sitting there. I said, Melissa, you have to keep this cat. She's like, oh my God, I can't keep another animal. I go, Melissa, you have to keep this cat. I was already naming it. I named it Patches. I love that name so much. But anyway, so we took a video and she sent it to her friend that's a vet technician, and the vet said she didn't think that the eye was infected. She thought that the cat might have like an upper respiratory infection, and that it looked dehydrated and malnutrition. So Melissa was going to keep the cat overnight, and then she was going to take it to this vet's office tomorrow. I said, Melissa, in 3 hours, this cat's going to be yours, and you're going to be naming it Patches. She's like, no, don't start naming the cat. I said, oh, Patches. We were sitting there looking at it. It was so sweet. So that was kind of my evening. I didn't expect that. Melissa and I always have some kind of adventure or another, but You know, I try to be loving and compassionate towards the world, but I don't understand somebody, and it was obvious, you guys, that this was a domesticated cat. This cat was very, very friendly, and it was obvious that this cat had, like, been left there. Like, it was 8 o'clock in the evening. There's not really anything around there except for an apartment complex kind of far away. This cat had been left there. I'm like, who leaves an animal out in the cold like that? Who does that? Like, I don't understand that, you know? So anyway, I just want to tell you that little story of my life before I get into the meditations today. I think, let's see, at 5 minutes and 24 seconds. Well, let's read it from the Days of Healing, Days of Joy first. And today is January 20th. I hope I don't have to put my readers on. Okay, January 20th. Let's see what it has to say. I have not read from these today. Okay. January 20th. The program has given me the best days I've ever had, but thinking about all that lost time can still bring me down. Jane S. Telling the difference between yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Maybe my eyes are itching because I'm like really horribly, deathly afraid, or not afraid. I'm not that. I'm afraid of sharks, not cats. But I'm definitely allergic to cats. So is my husband. He's even worse than I am. Okay, telling the difference between yesterday, today, and tomorrow may be easy for most people, but it isn't for many of us. Our past tends to overshadow both the present and the future. Until we learn to draw a line between then and now, the gloom of what was expands and spreads like noxious smoke or a sickening odor. What can be is blotted out. Where does yesterday end and today begin? For us, that may be the central recovery issue. Our battle is one of boundaries. No matter how spoiled the past may have been, our future is spotless. If, in our minds, we say goodbye to the past, we can begin writing a new story and painting a new picture. Every day is new, fresh and shimmering with possibilities. The future is a long string of such days, as our perception of time corrects itself, as we learn to accept the past and look forward to the future. We can focus on today and live it well. Today, I will see the bad days of the past as rotten apples. I will throw them out of my barrel to protect my new days. I'm not really sure what I think of this meditation. I don't think I really agree with it, to be honest with you. That very rarely happens over here. I always say, oh, that's such a great meditation, or it's so interesting. I'm not a big believer in throwing out the apples of the past. I'm just not. I think that those rotten apple days, I think, serve as really great learning experiences in life. In fact, when it says here, no matter how spoiled the past may have been, our future is spotless. If in our minds we say goodbye to the past, which is interesting to me, because in one 12-step program, in their preamble, it even says, we do not close the door on the past, nor do we forget it. And so it's interesting to me that that's a program kind of attitude. I don't know that I necessarily agree that that is. And I don't necessarily agree with closing the door on the past. I've learned a lot from my past. But what I will say is that for much of my life, I will say into my early 30s, I would judge my life compared to other people. And maybe even past that, you know, I really struggled with this. You know, I'd be like, okay, I got sober, you know, at 22 and a half, but like, you know, a lot of my friends were graduated from college by then. You know, no, my friend has a $500,000 home. Why don't I? Or my friend has this, or they travel all the time. And, you know, and it just always seemed to me like I was behind. And I realized along the way from many different experiences that, you know, my journey is so different from everybody else's journey. All of our journeys are completely different. My journey isn't the same as yours, and yours isn't the same as mine, and on and on and on. And I have to stop, you know, comparing my journey to somebody else's. I had a friend of mine say to me about a year ago, I think I did a video about it, that we always lose by comparison. I'm always going to lose if I compare my life to somebody else's. I don't want to do that, you know, and I don't want to do that anymore. I can look at other people and say, wow, I really like what they have. I wish I had that for myself. I'm going to do the work to get there. But it never looks really identical, does it? I mean, you know, somebody else's life isn't our life, and it shouldn't be. And I've also found out in life that which I wished for somebody else's life, once I really saw behind the curtain, really wasn't what I wanted after all, you know? And that I was really more content with having the life that I have. Today, I feel extremely blessed. I was talking about this in a video on my Peter Monn channel today, my drama channel. You know, I feel extremely blessed every single day for the life that I've been given. I love my life. You know, somebody asked me in a Q&A, where do you want to see yourself 10 years from now? I don't know. Like, still here, I guess. Like, I don't think I want a whole lot more than what I already have. And I think that is true happiness, is when you're content with what you have. There was a prayer I said in early sobriety that a friend of mine taught me in early sobriety, and that prayer, it's very simple, is help me to want what I already have. And I think of that prayer often, and I say that prayer often, you know. I think that is the prayer of gratitude, to want what you already have and be grateful for that, you know, because what I have is a lot more than what some people have. And I can look at other people that have more than me, and it's usually always financial and superficial, isn't it? You know, it's not really, I think, from a point of grace or wisdom or peace and serenity or happiness. It's always like what they have, you know, like the car or their house and whatever. And, you know, in the long run, that stuff's just meaningless anyway. I mean, it just really, really is. Nice things are nice. Let's just be for real, okay? We all like nice things, I think, to some degree, but they're rather meaningless, aren't they? I mean, when you come right down to it, it's like, okay, if somebody said to me, I will give you a $5,000 Gucci bag or a $5,000 credit, you know, gift card to like the Meijer or Walmart or Target, oh my God, I would take that. You know, like that for me, that is like 50 trips with my Gucci di Tanya. And that's where it's at, right? That's where it's like getting a fountain pop with my Gucci di Tanya, going to Target, being able to look around, buy little things that I don't really need, like candle waxes and some kind of body wash that's new, you know? That's the stuff that I like today. So, you know, my journey compared to somebody else's is completely different, you know? I don't know. I've got to stop comparing myself to other people if I want to be happy in my own life. So, and I've got to stop looking at the past as things I missed out on or things I lost. And if I look at my sobriety that way, you know, and I look at, oh my God, my life didn't start until I got sober, that's just total BS. My life started, I had really great memories before I got sober. Not all of them were great, but I had a lot of great memories, you know? And I want to remember those things. I also want to remember the things that were not so great, that I can learn from those and use those as points of reference as I go forward. So, I don't know what I think about that. We might have to be hesitant on this book a little bit going forward. Okay. I'm not saying that it's horrible. I'm just saying I don't know that I loved that meditation. All right, let's do number 2 in the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff and It's All Small Stuff by Richard Carlson. Chapter 2. Make peace with imperfection. Oh, that's appropriate, isn't it? And this is on page 9 if you're reading along. Make peace with imperfection. I've yet to meet an absolute perfectionist whose life was filled with inner peace. The need for perfection and the desire for inner tranquility conflict with each other. Whenever we are attached to having something a certain way, better than it already is, we are, almost by definition, engaged in a losing battle. Rather than being content and grateful for what we have, we are focused on what's wrong with something and our need to fix it. When we are zeroed in on what's wrong, it implies that we are dissatisfied and discontent. Whether it's related to ourselves, a disorganized closet, a scratch on the car, an imperfect accomplishment, a few pounds we would like to lose, or someone else's imperfections, the way someone looks, behaves, or lives their life, the very act of focusing on imperfection pulls us away from our goal of being kind and gentle. Wow. This strategy has nothing to do with ceasing to do your very best, but with being overly attached and focused on what's wrong with life. It's about realizing that while there's always a better way to do something, this doesn't mean that you can't enjoy and appreciate the way things already are. Help me to want what I already have. The solution here is to catch yourself when you fall into your habit of insisting that things should be other than they are. Gently remind yourself that life is okay the way it is right now. In the absence of your judgment, everything would be fine. As you begin to eliminate your need for perfection in all areas of your life, you'll begin to discover the perfection in life itself. I love that. You know, I was talking in my, I did a Q&A on my drama channel today, and I was talking in there about that somebody asked me advice to a 27-year-old. And I was talking about that was when I got diagnosed with epilepsy and things like that. But I said in there that, you know, like, for so much of my life, I was like, once I got sober, I was so goal-oriented. Like, I want to finish my degree, and then I want to get my master's degree, and then I want to be this, and then I want to be that, and I want to sit on this board, and I want, you know, to work with this judge, and I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do this, and I want to write a book, and I want to do this. And it was like, I was so goal-oriented for so much of my life that I missed so much of what was happening right in front of my face. You know, it's like very much like Dorothy from, you know, The Wizard of Oz, that everything that you were ever looking for is right in your own backyard. I missed my own backyard for so long. And I said in my video, I said, if I had any advice to give to a 27-year-old, what I would say to anybody is slow down, you know? That's what I want today in my life. I got very emotional in the video because on the heels of, you know, Pee-Pee passing, it's like, he's a reminder of that to me, that, you know, when Pee-Pee got diagnosed, with heart disease and then later kidney disease, you know, he really helped me to slow things down. I really noticed a lot more each and every day. I'd allow the little guy and his brothers to just walk around the yard forever. And, you know, I really noticed a lot more of each minute, every hour, and each day that went by because I was so grateful for any extra time that I had with him, you know? And today I've carried that over into having just, you know, such gratitude. Aw. At the same time, I was talking about this in my Peter Monn video. Boo Radley came up to me, and look, he just came up to me now as well. You know, I just have such gratitude for, and here's his brother Tucker. Come on, Tucker. Come on, buddy. He only will jump up from one side. I just have such gratitude, you know. This is like almost like a repeat of what happened in my last video. I have such gratitude for my life today, you know, and for each and every minute of it. And I don't want to forget that. I don't want to be, you know, so caught up in having to get somewhere in my life or to a certain goal or to a certain destination. It's like, I think in the past, I was always like looking towards Christmas or looking towards Halloween or a trip or whatever, that I really missed so much of what was going on each and every day. Right, buddy? I don't want to do that, you know? I just don't. And, I'm not a perfect person. I'm never going to be a perfect person. My life's never going to be perfect. Nothing in my life's going to ever be perfect, and that's okay. I don't aim for that today. But there are perfect moments. There are absolutely perfect moments. Like this one right here. So, this is a perfect moment, isn't it, guys? All right, well, I'm going to get off here. I liked that meditation a lot better than I liked the first meditation. So anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.